Okay, so if you're working with large language models, I've got some news for you. You're probably wasting money. And no, not on some big strategic decision, but on something so small, so tiny, you've probably never even thought to look. I'm talking about curly braces and quotation marks. It turns out there's this huge invisible penalty baked right into the way we format our data, and it's costing us way more than just dollars. It's hitting our efficiency too. So let's paint a picture. You're building an app, right? You need to send some user info over to an LLM. Naturally, you're going to format it in a clean, standard JSON object, just like this one. You've got a name, an email, an ID. It's readable, it's universal. I mean, it's just how things are done. Seems totally harmless, doesn't it? But here is the million-dollar question. When you send that neat little package of data over, do you have any idea what the AI on the other end actually sees? Because we think it's understanding concepts like name and email, but the reality, well, it's a whole lot messier. This is what the model is actually processing. It's not just your valuable data. It's every single piece of syntax. That opening brace, every single quote, the colon, the comma. Each one is its own separate token that the model has to read, process, and that you have to pay for before it even gets to the good stuff. And when you add all of that up, our simple little user object suddenly balloons to 27 tokens for just 3 little pieces of information. That is way higher than you'd expect. You might think, okay, maybe a token per word, but no, we are paying for every single character of formatting. And this really brings us to the core idea of this whole explainer. Let's just call it what it is, a hidden token tax. Every piece of syntax you send is literally a tax on your data. It's a fee you're paying in tokens before the AI even starts working on the substance of your request. And hey, just to make sure we're all on the same page, what exactly is a token? Well, think of it as the basic currency for an AI. It's the smallest unit of text it can read. Could be a whole word, maybe just a syllable, or, as we're seeing, a single pesky punctuation mark. Every API call you make is priced in tokens, and every model has a super strict token limit. You know, this chart just lays the problem out perfectly. Look at this breakdown of our API call. A massive chunk of what we're paying for, and the precious, precious context space we're using up, isn't even our data. It's just the formatting. It is pure overhead. This is just, it's so inefficient. It wastes money, it wastes space. Which, of course, leads to the big question, come on, we're smart people, right? Surely there has to be a better way to do this. And thankfully there is. So let me introduce you to a more efficient format that was designed to solve this exact problem. It's called TOON, which stands for Token Optimized Object Notation. Its entire reason for existing is to get rid of that hidden syntax tax. Okay, check out this side by side. On the left, we've got our standard JSON, all cluttered up with syntax, and on the right, the exact same data but in the Tooneon format. See what's missing? All the quotes, the commas, the braces. Gone. It's stripped down to the absolute bare essentials, just keys and values. The model can still read it perfectly fine, but it's just so much more compact. So let's just quickly remember our starting point. Sending this as standard JSON cost us 27 tokens. All right? Keep that number locked in your head. And now, with Toon, the token count for the exact same data plummets to just 11. Can you believe that? We went from 27 tokens all the way down to 11. That's a reduction of almost 60%. We've communicated the exact same information, but we've basically eliminated the tax. No, look, this isn't just some clever academic exercise. Shaving off tokens like this has a massive real-world impact on any application you're building. So let's talk about why this really matters. First off, the obvious one, lower costs. Fewer tokens literally means you pay less money for every single API call. Simple as that. Second, you get more context space. By getting rid of all that syntax, you can now fit more useful information into the model's limited window, which is going to lead to better, smarter responses. And finally, you get faster performance because the model just has less junk to process. It is a genuine win-win-win. So the big takeaway here is that the tiniest details in how we format our data can have this outsized impact on cost and performance. It really makes you want to take a closer look at your own prompts and your API calls, right? It makes you wonder, what other invisible inefficiencies are just hiding in plain sight in the way we talk to our AIs? What other assumptions are we making that are secretly costing us?